6 months from now, there is a version of you standing exactly where you want to be. And right now, in this moment, that version of you is on her knees begging you to start today because she knows something you haven't let yourself believe yet. She only exists if you move your ass now. This is not a fantasy. She's not a vision board. This is the actual, specific, real version of you who exists on the other side of 6 months of consistent action. And she's watching you right now from wherever future selves watch from, terrified that you're going to do what you've always done. And that's wait. Maybe research one more thing or decide next Monday's the real start date. Let one more week slide by feeling like nothing when 6 months from now, that week was actually everything. This version of you doesn't get to exist without you. And that's the part that should stop you cold. She's coming no matter what. She only shows up if the version of you sitting here right now stops waiting and starts today. She knows exactly how close you are to either becoming her or becoming the woman 6 months from now who's exactly where she is right now, having the same conversation with herself again, going nowhere. Stuck, stuck. Where were you 6 months ago? Think about your past self with that perspective. Are you somewhere different? Because another 6 months is going to go by. The time goes by. Hey guys, welcome to Listen Bitch Podcast. I am Brandon Lynette. In case you're new here, I am the Voice Authority Podcast Coach. Your mess is your message. Your potential is your purpose. My job is to help you get the fuck over yourself and go build shit. I want you to actually meet that future version of yourself today. I don't want you to think about this version of yourself abstractly. I really want you to meet her because I think most people talk about their future self like it's guaranteed, like she's just waiting on a shelf for whenever you feel like showing up. And that's not how this works. The future version of you that's actually doing something, that's making the impact, that's building the dreams, she is built day by day, decision by decision, starting exactly now, or she's not being built at all. And who you are today is the same person who shows up in 6 months instead, the one who's still waiting. Before we go in, you guys know I'm going to talk about my favorite daily staple, and that is Super Patch. We're talking about Boost today. Becoming that version of yourself requires energy today, not someday, but sustained energy that doesn't depend on your mood. Boost is pure sustained energy. There's no crash. It is drug-free. There are zero ingredients. It is made in the USA. This is vibrotactile technology working directly through your nervous system, and I always keep a link in the show notes. This is what most people get backwards about their future self. They picture that version of this person who is inevitable. Like time alone will just produce her. Maybe if you hope and dream and wish enough, she just shows up. Like 6 months from now, she'll just be there because 6 months will have passed. But you guys understand that time doesn't build her. Action is what builds the version of yourself that you can actually stand to fucking look at in the mirror. Time is passing either way, completely indifferent to whether or not you used it or wasted it. And at the end of it, there's going to be someone standing there looking in the mirror. But which woman that actually shows up depends entirely on what happened in that 6 months, not on the fact that 6 months happened. And if you start today, this is the incredible thing. If you start today, she exists fully built out of every single day between now and then, every single rep, every hard morning you show up anyway, every no you said to the easy thing so you could say yes to the real thing. If you wait, if you keep waiting the way you've been waiting, a different woman shows up in that exact spot 6 months from now. The one who's still fucking waiting. The one having the same exact conversation with herself, watching another episode like this one, feeling some pull, making the same excuses 6 months further from where you could have been. And both versions of you at in 6 months, those are real possibilities standing at that 6 month mark. Only one of them gets built. And the deciding moment is not in 6 months. It's right now, in this moment today, and whatever you do the next time you close out this ep. And she's begging you. I want you to kind of just sit with that image of your future self begging, because it's not dramatic, it's absolutely accurate. Like that version of you is cheering you the fuck on and just hoping you make the right decision today. Very possible for this reality. The same way you mourned 6 months ago not making better decisions for the version of yourself right now. You're looking in the fucking mirror and you're like, man, I wish I would have started 6 months ago. Bitch, I know you do that because I've done it. That version of you in the future is not casually hoping you get around to it eventually. She's desperate because she knows exactly what's at stake in a way you can't feel yet from where you're standing. She's already lived the version of the last 6 months where you waited. She knows what the fuck that costs. She knows the specific weight of being exactly where you are right now, still stuck, still explaining, still telling, yourself that next week is the real start because that is who she becomes if you don't move today. You cannot feel her urgency the way she can because you're still on the side of the choice, where the cost feels abstract and the comfort of waiting feels real and it feels immediate. She is on the other side where the cost is not abstract anymore. It's her actual life, her actually daily reality, either full of the shit that you build or full of the same waiting that you've been doing for years. That version of you would trade almost anything to reach back through those 6 months and grab you by the shoulders, shake the fuck out of you, and make you understand what you're actually choosing when you decide again that today is not the day. She can't reach back. She only gets to become real if you reach forward. And that's the whole relationship between you and the future version of who the fuck you can be. And that version of you is begging. And the only way she gets hurt is if you actually make the move. And there is a real reason people struggle to feel the urgency of their future self. And understanding it does help you close the gap on purpose because your brain processes your future self neurologically more like a stranger than like you. Research using brain imaging shows that when people think about their current self, certain regions activate very strongly, and the same regions that activate for personal identity and self relevance. When people think about their future self, especially a future self months or years away, those same regions in your brain activate a lot more weakly, like closer to how the brain responds when you're thinking about just an unrelated person. That's why it's easy to make choices today that betray someone you supposedly care about because your brain is not actually treating her like you. It's treating her like a distant acquaintance whose outcomes don't carry the same emotional weight as your outcomes right now. And this explains almost everything about procrastination and inconsistency, really. You're not weak, okay? You're neurologically discounting a person your brain doesn't recognize as fully you. But the good news is, as with every episode I do, this is the beautiful gift that God gave us. This gap is closable. Studies on future self continuity show that when people are prompted to vividly, specifically imagine their future self in real detail, like you have to think about what she's doing, what her day looks like, how she feels, the brain activation for that future self starts to look more like activation for the current self. So the more specific and vivid the pictures, the more your brain starts treating her like you, which measurably increases people's willingness to make sacrifices today for her benefit. That is why your bullshit, vague ass goals do not motivate you the way very specific ones do. I want to be successful someday does not activate shit because there's no vivid person for your brain to recognize. That person is at her desk at 7 a.m., coffee in hand, calm because the work's already done, proud of the version of herself in the mirror. That specifically gives your brain an actual person to protect. Build her in detail, make her real enough that your brain stops treating her like a stranger and starts treating her like the same self it already fights to protect today. And think about it like planting a tree. The moment you plant the seed, there's no shade yet. No one's sitting under it. It looks for a long time like nothing's happening. Like the effort was wasted. Like you're just standing there watering dirt. But if you water it every day, especially the days it looks like nothing's different, the tree that exists in 5 years exists because of today. Not because 5 years passed, because you watered it while it looked like shit was not happening. If you don't water it, 5 years will still pass. Time doesn't stop to punish you for skipping the watering. But there's no fucking tree. There's just the same bare ground 5 years later, and someone standing there wondering why nothing grew, forgetting that the not growing was a direct result of not watering, not some cruel trick of time. It's like your future self is the fucking tree. Your future self is not inevitable just because time's going to pass regardless. Your future self only exists if you water that shit today, in the exact moment it looks like nothing is happening. There is no shade yet. There is no proof yet, and nothing to point to except your own decision to show up anyway. Water that version of your future self today. We're not asking for 5 years of watering all at once, just for today's water, one day at a time. That's the only day you actually have any control over. And I see this. I'm watching you. You've met your future self 100 times in your imagination. You never once let that meeting cost anything today. You picture the future version of yourself. You feel something when you get a picture, a longing or a pull, or maybe just like the specific ache for the life that she has. And then you close your eyes and you go back to today exactly as you were living it before, because the picture, as real as it feels in the moment, has never been vivid enough or urgent enough to actually change what you do next. I see you. And the thing is, like, you're closer to that future version of yourself than you realize, because that's the thing. The gap right now, it's not talent or opportunity. It is you've got to get specific. It's repetition. Both of those things are completely within your control starting today. You don't need a different life circumstance to start watering the tree. So fuck your excuses. You just need to actually believe the tree's real and then water it anyway today when it doesn't look like shit's happening. You know that the future version of yourself knows this is one of those moments that decides whether she gets to exist or not. Right now, today. Like, you're hearing the show, you've heard this before, the seed has been planted. You're like, shit, she's right. Oh, it's annoying that Brandon is right once again. You guys are feeling what my husband feels, right? God, she's right again. If you just felt her, do not let the feeling be it for you. Make sure you guys send this episode out to someone who needs to meet her own future self today, and then go water your tree. Abraham was told to leave his country, told to leave his people, his father's household, and go to a land that he had never seen for a future he could not touch, built on nothing but a promise. Hebrews says when he went out not knowing where he was going. He couldn't see the destination. He had no clue. He could not verify the promise with any kind of evidence whatsoever. He had nothing. Blind to what was happening. The one thing he had was that very specific, vivid word of what was coming. Descendants like the stars, a land, a legacy, and he had to decide whether to treat that future as real enough to act on today, or whether to stay comfortable in Haran waiting for proof that would never have come before the moving did. This is the thing. All of his circumstances, when you read the text, all of his circumstances said this was crazy. I'm sure people thought he was crazy, but he moved before the proof existed. That's the entire model of faith, and the whole rest of scripture is built on it. Not waiting until the future became undeniable and then acting. He really believed the future specifically enough, vividly enough, that it changed what he was willing to do today. While the land was still just a promise and the descendants were still just a word from God with no visible evidence yet attached to it. Your future self is your promised land. I know you haven't seen that version of you yet, and you can't verify, you can't call yourself in the future and verify with her that with evidence sitting in front of you right now. And the invitation is the same one that Abraham got. Go out, not fully knowing, but knowing enough, specifically enough to leave the uncomfortable bullshit of waiting behind and start moving today, no matter how fucking scary it is. Move towards the version of you who's only going to exist because you believe it was worth fucking moving before you had the proof. And build your future self in vivid detail. The I want to be successful bullshit, bullshit. I want to be rich bullshit, bullshit. I want to have a big business. I want to have employees. I want to bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. What does her morning actually fucking look like? What is she wearing? What has she built? What are the habits that she has to sustain this? Make her specific enough that your brain stops treating this version of you like a stranger. And when you have this beautiful image, I want you to meditate on that image. I just want you to sit with your future self and the things that she does. What does she eat? What is she drinking? Who is she spending time with? What does she do to bring joy in her day? What does she do to take care of herself physically? What is she doing to make an impact in the world? All of those details, all of them. Sit with them. I want you to write them down and maybe go reread it every day. Reintroduce yourself to who the fuck you want to be. Water that version of yourself today. Not for the whole 5 years. It's going to be today's, one day at a time. Today's water only, one action right now that only makes sense if the version of you is real and you actually believe she is worth building. And please remember, she can't come back for you. This version, your future self, can't come back for you. That version only exists and gets built forward from where you're standing right now. And it's one fucking day at a time. Am I telling you to wake up and everything changes? No, it's one fucking day at a time. Starting today with one small habit. Like, what does this bitch do in 6 months that I'm not fucking doing today? What does she do? And you work backwards from there. From every goal you see yourself in, you work backwards, being very specific of what she did. Your future version is real. Fucking begging you, please just let today be the day. Future versions of ourselves are fucking tired of tomorrow. You've been saying tomorrow for 6 fucking months. So imagine the version of yourself 6 months ago. How fucking disappointing. Sit with that shit. That sucks. You lied to yourself 6 months ago. We're fucking over that. I'm done with you lying to yourself. There is a lot of shit at stake right now. And I know you can't feel it, right? Because you don't have to face that version of you, but maybe you should. Just sit in the mirror for a minute and ask yourself what promises were broken 6 months ago because you want a different life. Or fuck off. Like, stop complaining then. If you're happy with your life, fucking stop complaining. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And time is going to pass regardless of what the fuck you really decide to do. It fucking passes. In 6 months, someone's going to be standing exactly where you want to be right now. And you're going to be sick to your fucking stomach. You're going to think that should have been me. Fuck yeah, it should have been you. Someone's going to be standing there. Whether it's you, who knows, or someone else, who knows, but someone will be there. You just still going to be waiting, still crying about your excuses, still explaining, telling yourself next week is the real start. Depends on what you do starting tonight. Not in 6 months. Fuck your Mondays. Fuck your next week. Fuck your beginning of the month. Just do the shit today. One fucking thing. That's it. There's no brain overload. There's no trauma dump. It is literally just sit down, picture yourself. Everybody can fucking do that. Y'all have 5 minutes. Just go sit and imagine who you can fucking be in 6 months if you showed up. And yes, I know it probably feels like I'm angry. I'm not. I'm just passionately obsessed with you getting the fuck over yourself and doing something and building something. Do it. Make your fucking impact on the world. Change your life. Change your life for your kids. Sitting around crying about it ain't gonna do shit. Sitting around hoping and wishing ain't gonna do shit. One thing, just sit with yourself. Imagine this vision. Simply write it down or put a fucking note into your app on your phone. Okay? Does everybody have a notes app or is that just an iPhone thing? So I don't trust y'all bitches with Android. I don't trust that shit. Put a note into your iPhone of just who this person is and what they do and start working backwards. Just think of one thing. What is one thing? That bitch looks good. I bet she went out for a walk today. I'm going to fucking do that. I'm going to go for a walk today outside. Little shit, you guys. That's what builds the big change. And if this episode did what I built it to do, you're sitting here right now and you already know. You have that specific enough image in your mind that leaving that version of you unbuilt, you feel that. It will fucking cost you. Do not let that feeling fade the second you close this podcast. I want you to fucking water the tree with one thing. Where do you plant the first seed? If you have a story that's ready to become a show, a voice that you've been sitting on, then great, plant the seed. Come build that shit with me at the Audacity Lab because that's where shit actually gets built. One episode, one decision, one unwitnessed moment of showing up at a time. And if you're not ready to build the whole show yet, but you know you're worthy, you know you have a story worth telling, then come sit in my hot seat. Come be a guest on my interview show and tell your story to someone who knows how to see exactly what makes you special. Because sometimes the first version of becoming The best version of yourself starts with someone else pulling the story out of you before you're ready to tell it alone. I will fucking do that. And you'll look like a rock star. And you'll have a great launching point to just really embrace who the fuck you can be. If you want to keep this version of you close every single day, not just in this episode, my books are there for exactly that. Grab Once Upon a Time Bitches and Fuck Luck Bitches on Amazon or Audible. Audible, right? I heard like that's trending big time. I interviewed an author last week and he was like, Audible's blowing it out of the water. You bitches like to listen. I get that. I respect that. Both books are on Audible. Just keep my voice in your ear on the days that the podcast is not enough because that version of you's been waiting. Stop fucking making that version wait anymore. You guys know I leave all of my info in the show notes, brandonlynette.com to get resourced. You guys, listen. I mean, take advantage of the fact that I still answer my own emails. Okay. You can reach out anytime, whether it's an I love you or a fuck you, I will answer you back respectfully. Okay, I'll match your energy for sure. But let's have a conversation. I'd love that. I'll see you guys tomorrow.